In any conventional war, be it planet-based, system-spanning, or galaxy-wide, you need soldiers. Throughout every single era of the Star Wars universe, we see vast armies pitted against each other in long and drawn-out wars. However, sometimes the rank-and-file soldiers of these massive armies just can't do the job, and the leadership of these militaries call upon their special forces to complete some of the most dangerous and high-risk assignments known. Today, we will of course be looking at two special forces units that both fought for the Galactic Republic at different points in time. The units we'll be analysing are the Republic Commandos from the Old Republic era and the Clone Commandos from the Clone Wars. To analyse this effectively, we'll be splitting this matchup into a few categories. We'll analyse their training and equipment as individual soldiers, then we'll look at how they operated in groups. From this, we'll then pitch them one squad against the other. When I say Republic Commandos, I'm of course talking about the Havoc squad founded by Jace Malcolm. If you're still unsure who these ancient elites are, then you're about to see them in these fantastic Old Republic cinematic movies, which I highly recommend you actually watch with the audio because they're pretty beautiful. But anyways, let's first look at their training. Now, there's no real sources on how these commandos were actually trained, however we can assume they were some of the finest soldiers available. Due to their ability to combat large forces as well as Sith, I think it's fair to claim that they were well versed in hand-to-hand combat and range combat to equal degrees. Also, because of Havoc's very small size in comparison to the adversaries they face, we can also say that they were in peak physical and mental condition. The Havoc squad donned Republic Trooper battle armor with red and orange colored markings across the plates with bandoliers and pauldrons. The squad firmly focused on being a heavy-hitting strike force, with most of their members utilizing an assault rifle with a handheld missile launcher or blaster cannon. In terms of their other equipment, they used thermal detonators, grenade launchers, blaster pistols, and combat knives. Armed to the teeth, they were obviously a fierce and unforgiving foe to meet on the battlefield. Now, let's jump to the other corner to analyze the training and equipment of the Clone Commandos. Although coming from the same background of every other trooper, the Clone Commandos received the finest Mandalorian training from hand-selected drill sergeants. They were, of course, the Khoi Vildar. Selected by Fett, they would then train the Commandos to be masters in a variety of tactics and techniques. They were highly independent thinkers, and separated into pods of 4, where they would then be forced to depend on one another because of the small squad size. Unlike their more common brethren, they were trained in live-fire exercises, often leading to casualties and deaths mid-training. However, this developed a sense of experience before any actual fighting and ironed out any weaknesses, ensuring a high survival rate for many Clone Commandos. In addition to their live-fire training, they were also trained to resist all forms of interrogation. During their resistance training, they would practically be mentally scarred by the experiences and horrors of it. The Republic Commandos were considered unmatchable by even the ARC Troopers, due to their sheer skill and teamwork, with each commando in a squad filling a specialist role. The Republic Commandos were equipped with one of the most versatile weapons in the entire arsenal of the Grand Army. They used the DC-17M, and this weapon could be interchanged with mods to become a sniper rifle, grenade launcher, or assault rifle. Additionally, they carried a blaster pistol version of the DC-15S. They were also suited and booted in the best armor available, the Khatan class commando armor. They also had a host of grenades and thrown articles ranging from IEDs to Camino saber darts. As well as this, they had a small vibroblade implanted into their knuckle plates for quick and deadly hand-to-hand combat. Now that we've analysed both sides for this versus, let's now look at how they'd fare against each other in combat. But first, some ground rules. 1. They both have 2 squads of 4 soldiers each. 2. They'll both use standard weapons for their class. And 3. They'll have no outside assets or pre-existing intel of the fight location. Using these 3 rules to judge who would come out on top, I have to say that after a long and extremely arduous fight, the Clone Commandos would ultimately come out on top most of the time due to their incredible training, teamwork, and equipment. However, the Republic Commandos would be no pushovers at all, and I'm certain their Sith-killing abilities and unbreakable resolve will cause them to fight to the last man. I think it's fair to say that they'd be able to kill or wound at least 2 Clone Commandos each encounter. However, I still stand by my initial statement in saying that the Clone Commandos would still win the day. Anyways guys, that's pretty much it for today's elite comparison, and I of course want to know your opinions in the comment section below, because I know this is just my opinion and there's a lot of other variables to take into account when comparing these two extremely elite forces. So don't take my word for it, this is just my opinion. If you want to do your own research and let me know in the comment section below your findings, then please do so, because it's always interesting to read.